By now, Karen's ego had reached levels that could bend steel or, in this case, make her think shooting a router was a reasonable course of action. It all started innocently. I'd finally updated my Wi-Fi password after her third demand that I share the community connection. The next morning, I was alerted by my motion cameras. Karen, standing on my porch with a suspiciously large case slung over her shoulder, muttering something about community entitlement. I didn't immediately recognize the silhouette, but the bright muzzle flash from my security feed made it impossible to ignore. She had brought a pellet gun. Yes, a pellet gun, and fired at my Wi-Fi router mounted just outside my window. The device shuddered from the impact, but, thanks to my reinforced enclosure, a little overkill, but necessary after the previous HOA incidents, it survived intact. Karen shouted through the shattered remains of the porch railing, "You cannot deny the community access." I stepped outside calmly. "Karen, you do realize that shooting my equipment is a criminal offense, right?" She waved her hands wildly. "I am entitled. HOA policy says. I cut her off. "No, Karen. HOA policy doesn't give anyone the right to commit vandalism, or assault property, or brandish a weapon at electronics." By now, neighbors were coming out, drawn by the commotion. Cameras from multiple angles captured Karen jumping, pointing, and screaming about her rights to free Wi-Fi. One neighbor whispered, "I think she just invented a felony live on the curb." I calmly called 911 and explained the situation. Officers arrived within minutes to find Karen pacing, screaming about broadband and fairness, and the pellet gun lying abandoned at her feet. They quickly confiscated the weapon, took her statement, and issued her a citation for criminal mischief and brandishing a weapon. Karen, of course, tried to justify her actions. "I was defending the community. He changed the password without warning." The officer raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, you're pointing a weapon at someone's property. That's not defense. That's assault." The footage went viral. On neighborhood forums and Reddit, comments exploded. "Karen 0, Router 1. This is why password sharing is complicated. HOA Karen shoots electronics for free Wi-Fi. Hero or villain? You decide." Meanwhile, my router, unharmed thanks to the reinforced cage I installed after the last Karen versus Trash Bastion fiasco, kept broadcasting at full strength. I changed the SSID to Karen Wi-Fi and left the password unshared. Karen retreated, humiliated and defeated, muttering something about filing a complaint with the HOA board. But the board, exhausted by her antics and now armed with video evidence, simply laughed and reminded her, shooting property doesn't make Wi-Fi free. Karen thought she could intimidate me into giving her free internet. Instead, she fired at a reinforced router, got cited by police, became a neighborhood meme, and learned, painfully, that broadband entitlement does not trump criminal law.